this is Christian J. It is the last day of March today. Tomorrow it's April. And I think this one came out wait. Okay, so Thursday last week makes sense because that's, well, I mean, these typically come out between, the Wednesday of the last next up and the Wednesday of the new one. So anywhere between that it can come out. Yeah, and I noticed this, when I was doing would it be this week's update? No, it would be last week's well, the last update that was. I guess, it technically wouldn't be last week's update because, is it Tuesday today? Yeah. And there's a new one tomorrow, but oh well, oh well, oh well. Yeah. Okay, anyways, next up in Jorvik. The giddy and glamour of the Equestrian Festival is upon us. The festival begins April 1st. It may be April 1st, but this is no joke. The Equestrian Festival is back. We welcome you to a stylish event with prestigious competitions, beautiful festival horses, both new and old, and a bouncy horse. There is also the strange mascot Mac horse, who unfortunately seems a bit too committed to its job. Okay. I mean, literally. Maybe there's a bit more humor than normal amongst the prestige after all. Alrighty then. I mean, a bouncy horse? Do they mean a bouncy castle just as a horse? I feel like that's what they mean, isn't it? Oh well. Whether the festival visitors race around with friends, tackle the championship races in our new champion ranked season, or just quietly dress up their horses in stylish gear, everyone is welcome. We also retell the first two parts of Sabine's festival quest this week. I feel like the reason why they're doing, two parts in the first week is probably because there's more to come. Because, if not, I feel like it would make sense to, spread it out a bit more, but I don't know. So, yeah, so it's just, kind of, same old, some new horses, maybe some new, tack, clothes, whatever. I don't know what my horse is about, and, the bouncy horse. So, yeah, so, probably a little bit of, fun stuff, because it's, April 1st. Yeah, but then, mostly, the old stuff, and then maybe a little bit new, it seems. Um, yeah. So, kind of quiet beginnings, it seems. Scoops and legacies. Okay, April 8th. The Jorvik Cassette journalist Emaine is back, and looking to get the scoop on the Equestrian Festival. I thought for a sec it was gonna be ice cream scoop, so I was like, okay, don't know what that's about for sure, but no, it's the news kind of scoop. So a little different, but sure. Could still be fun. We also reintroduce an old legendary competition that used to be hosted at Jorvik Stables many years ago. Welcome to the Shining Stars Legacy Race. I have no clue if I've ever done that before. I don't know, when it was hosted and everything, lost. Um, like, I think my oldest account is, over a decade old at this point. But I didn't, play for all of that time. I played a little bit, but I never had Star Riders, so I just did, the free stuff. Um, yeah, and I don't know if I started playing in 2016 or 2017 on Jamie, and then I played for a lot. So, every single day at some point, in the beginning, for a while, and then, every other day, and then every weekend. Yeah, so, if it has been here while I've been, having Jamie, since I made Jamie, I've done it before. If not, if it's before, Jamie's time, I haven't tried it before. So, yeah, and I know that, Star Stable, was it, made in 2011, maybe? I'm a little unsure, but yeah. No, wait, like, weren't they like 13 last year? Or was that a year ago? Yeah, I think maybe they were like 14 last year, so 14 in 2015. 2025, sorry. That's 2011 then. So yeah, so like there were a couple years where I didn't play. So this could have been actually before my time. But yeah, I don't know because I don't really like remember the names of every single race and all, so but sure. On top of the new content, more activities from previous years return, including the third and fourth parts of Sabine's festival quests. This will be the last year that these quests make an appearance at the festival. Okay, so there were like, 4 parts. Um, and that's it, I guess. So this is like, last time to try it out. I have, of course, like, done it for years now since it, like, first came. So, yeah. Yeah, so this seems like, just like old stuff then with Sabine and nothing new. But yeah, it kind of makes sense that they would do like, 2 parts at once since it's not saying nothing new, but sure. And yeah, it makes sense that they would retire things, like, because it's been so many years. Okay, it's also time we introduce another batch of horses to the new tax system, ensuring they can join in on all the festival fun outfits. This time it's the American Paint Horse, Stella Francois, and the Hanoverian. Quiz and classes, okay? April 15th. This week is a great one for learning and training, both mind and body. We welcome Sandy, our quizmaster, and our horse quiz. Yeah. For those looking to get moving, the festival now offers a daily riding class of various difficulties. Oh, okay. 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 Um, I don't know if the horse quiz is new. Because, like, we've had, like, horse quizzes before, haven't we? So, I'm a little unsure if that's something new or not, but sure. But, like, the riding classes, I don't know what that's about. So, yeah. Like, of course, like, I understand what a riding class would be in real life. That's like, how to, like, learning how to ride and stuff and all. But I don't understand what it would be like in Star Stable. Even mascots need to move, and Janica would like some help getting my horse to stretch those legs. Welcome to join this totally calm and proper race for a relaxing experience. Like, when they say totally calm, I feel like that's like, it sounds so sarcastic. So I'm like, really though? Really? I'm not quite buying it. You sure this wasn't like, meant for like the April Fools? But oh well. Maybe this is a great race to get to know the new Swedish warm blood coats variation that has permanently joined Jorvik. Maybe. The final festival fun, April 22nd. The Equestrian Festival is wrapping up for now, and the last week brings mischief. Yeah, I mean, this feels very much like, it's like all about like April Fools, which is fun. I mean, I like that, so, but yeah. And it's kind of something new. Someone is taking and eating all of Ferdinand's tasty fruits. Can someone help him find the culprit? I guess that's gonna be us. Well, it's the last year of Sabine's quest in the Equestrian Festival. She knows she has a dedicated fan base out there. Maybe a cosplay would be in order, with horse and all. I'm assuming then, like we will be getting clothes and tags so we can cosplay Sabine. And I mean, like, we've already gotten some stuff, so I guess, like, maybe we'll get the rest. Maybe when we finish, like, requests, and we'll get the rest. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, and it's like, I mean, I feel like, like, since it's been so many years of, like, doing the same quest and, like, nothing new, I feel like it is, like, a good time to, like, retire that quest line then. Of course, a little sad for the people who never got to, like, do it, but yeah, like, sometimes you miss out if you're not there for it. So yeah, and it's been here for so long, so it makes sense that it's, like, going to go away at some point. Yeah, and updates may be subject to change. I kind of appreciate that Star Stable write that because it's like, and I understand why they would because it's like sometimes maybe you can't do everything that you meant to do, or like something goes wrong or something, you know, so I understand why they do that. And I don't feel like that's like, you know, going to be like something major or something. I feel like that's more so like, you know, minor things probably. Or maybe, you know, like they'll like do like this one here instead of there, you know, like and swap those two or something. Um, but yeah, but I feel like we're going to get these things anyways. So we're going to get everything. It's just like there might be, you know, like sometimes we might get, you know, like things a little bit later or a little bit earlier, because, you know, like they just couldn't do it how they planned. But sure. Anyways, I'll be home for like all of this time because I'm going away like in May. I think the 15th is when I'm going away. So, and I can still like, you know, come back here, um, while I'm gone. You know, like I'm not going to be that far away, so I can just like stop by every now and then. But I'm probably not going to go over that much. And also, when I do come over, like I'm probably not going to do like that many videos. Like, sure, if there's anything I have to do immediately, I'm going to do that. But like, if there's nothing that needs to be like, you know, right now, kind of, I'll probably just wait until I'm back again with that. So yeah. And I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be there for. I'm thinking probably somewhere between two to 3 weeks, so it's not going to be that long either. But yeah, and I have some other stuff that I like, you know, should be doing. When I like, you know, if I come over here for a bit. So like, I have other things that also would be nice to like do. Um, well, I mean, like actually like over there and all. So yeah, some might just like, you know, then go over to do other things to make videos. And of course, like, you know, there shouldn't be any like festivals while I'm gone or anything. So there shouldn't really be like, you know, anything that I need to like be logging in every single day or something for. So yeah. And I'm a little unsure what I'm gonna do for the summer because like I'm already like kind of noticing that when the sun is up, like it gets really warm in here because like the sun just like heats up my apartment. So I have to like figure out what to do about that. I do have this like shade thing on my balconies that I could like maybe get some shade from that and not like get that much heat. And of course, like I'm gonna open my windows and just have them open all the time in the summer. Um, but yeah, like if it gets too warm to stay here, and I'm thinking I'll try, you know, like everything I can. So like I'll open windows. I'll probably like, you know, pull that shade thing out. I might get some stuff that like is like, you know, making the air cooler and stuff. Like, and I do have like fans, so yes, I'm probably gonna do a bit of stuff to try and make it like, you know, possible to stay here for the summer, but all of my windows like go out one way, so I won't really get, you know, like wind coming through the entire apartment from like windows on either side because there's no windows on the other side. That's, you know, like where the internal hallway is. So yeah, so if I can't make it, you know, like livable for the summer here, I'm just gonna like go away and stay at someone else's place. Um, so yeah, but I'm thinking I'll probably like, you know, try for a bit. So yeah, so it's going to be like, you know, um, of course, like, you know, I'm gonna stay here until like, you know, I'm going away in May. Um, and then, you know, like I don't know how like warm it's going to be, of course. But like it typically isn't that warm at the beginning of May. Like in May, it can get really warm, like in the middle or towards the end, but like the beginning isn't typically that warm. Um, but yeah, but I'll just see, you know, like what I'll be able to do, and then if it's too warm to stay here and there's nothing I can do to make it, you know, like colder and everything, I'll just, you know, like then go away and stay with someone else, where it's like, you know, it's actually gonna be colder. Um, So yeah, and I'm gonna bring my computer if I go away, but then, you know, like I'm gonna stay with someone, not live alone. So Yeah, so if I don't stay here for the summer, I won't be able to make videos that often because I'm not going to be like, home alone all the time. But yeah, I mean, the plan is to try to make it, like possible to stay here. Um, but yeah, I'll just have to see what I'll be able to do. So I've been looking at something that like um, can make, like the room colder. Like I can't have like a regular like air conditioner because like you need to have like some sort of like kind of like pipe-ish going out the window, and that's not allowed here. So I can't do that, and also I wouldn't want to have the window open anyways. Um, so yeah, so I would need something that like that doesn't need to have anything going out or anything. Yeah, and yeah, I'll probably like use my fan a lot, have the windows open a lot, and maybe I'll get something that also like just makes the room colder, so like cools down the air and stuff. Um, yeah. But yeah, so like, try to figure out something to do. But if I can't figure out anything, I'm gonna just like, go away for the summer, um, and stay with someone else, and then I'm not gonna be able to do videos all of the time. Um, so yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to stay here for the summer because then I can just make videos whenever. And I prefer to live alone as well, but yeah, we'll just see. But I'll like try as hard as I can to just stay here because that's like what works best for me and all. Um, yeah, yeah. So I'll try to make it like cold enough here. But oh well. And I have like gotten some like I've gotten some cooling blankets and some like cooling clothes as well. So maybe that also like helps a little. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm at least like definitely gonna go away in May because like there are like well it's a national day in May, so then I'm gonna like go and celebrate that like at someone else's place and then just stay there for a bit. So yeah, that's what I typically do. So and then I'll just see like what happens for the summer. Um, yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to stay here, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, but yeah, I'll definitely try to like be able to make some videos every now and then. And I might be home alone, like at sometimes, but it's like summer vacation for a bit of it, so that means like people would be off of work and all. Sure, sometimes people go away, but it's just like sometimes they don't. So yeah, so like when I'll be able to make videos, if I'm gonna stay there for the summer, might be a little limited, but I'll try as hard as I can to make, like, um, make videos still. So, yeah, yeah. And of course, like, if I'm staying here, I can just make videos whenever I want to, so no problem if I'm just staying here, but yeah. But yeah, I'll just, like, see what I can do, see how warm it actually gets, and all that. Um, and like last year in May, like I didn't move in until like September, but I was like cleaning and stuff in May, and it was really warm, but I couldn't open the windows then at all because they were like doing work on the balcony. So, and they're like just covered the windows and all, so I couldn't really open the windows at all. So it got really warm in here. Um, but yeah, like it's gonna be different now because like I can't open the windows. And also I do like kind of have I don't know if I had a fan to begin with. Maybe I did. But yeah, like I didn't use it like all of the time because I was like running around cleaning and You know, like for me, like I feel like for fans it works best if it like blows air directly at you. And that's like how it cools you down, and if it doesn't blow air directly at you, yeah, I feel like it just doesn't cool me down that much. Um, so yeah, and like if you're gonna like go around, like not stay in the same spot at the same time at all times, it doesn't really work with a fan. But if you're just sitting in the same place, then a fan would work. So yeah, so like I would sit down, like and use the fan when I would take breaks and stuff. Um, but yeah, like and also like cleaning is like kind of a bit of a workout, so that would also like possibly make someone warmer than just like sitting still and all. Um, so yeah, and like yeah, May last year was really warm, so that's like um, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna try first to see if I can stay here, and I'll try everything I can think of. Um, and then if not, like I'm just gonna go and stay with someone else where it's like colder. And that's like where I was like staying before I moved in here as well. So I stay there for summers, and that's all right. But yeah, like I mean, sure they do have like windows in like both ends. Um, so you kind of have like air flowing through the entire apartment, which does make it like colder. But also, like for the most part, I would just like use a fan and have it like blowing air on me all the time. So yeah, yeah. And the place I lived before then, I did have windows like going kind of like, well, my apartment was like kind of like two corners in a way. So it was like like with windows. So I had like windows on like one side and then another side. Well, it was weirdly shaped, so it was like I had, like three windows, I think, going one direction, and then one window like it was a corner, and then I had, like one window going one way with the two other windows in like different other places, and then one window going like in that corner that would be facing, like yeah, like a little bit of a different direction, but not that much. Um, how do I explain this in a good way? So I had a bedroom that I just used as a storage room, really, but still. And there was a window there, like going. Let's just call it to the left, okay? Because it's easier that way. Um, and then I also had like two other windows going to the left. One in the living room, so that was like right next to the bedroom, and then there was one in the kitchen that was like right next to there again, like the living room. And then I have one going to the right in that corner. So it wasn't really like, air going through the entire apartment from like, north to south. It was more like, north and east. hmm Um, yeah. So it wasn't really like, air flowing through like, from one direction to the other. Like it was more so just like north and east, not left and right or north and south or anything. Um, but yeah. So, and I did have like, the window in the like storage room. That's what I used it for. Open like all the time in the summer. And I did have like um the window like going the other direction open a lot in the summer. And sure, like sometimes it's not, like super warm in the summer, sometimes it's colder, sometimes it's rainy. But Yeah, and I also did have a fan that was like, on most of the time, blowing air directly at me. So yeah, so like, I mean, I didn't really have windows going in, like, well, I mean, it was kind of two different directions, but like, not fully. Um, so yeah, so maybe it just works if I have, like, something open in this room and something open in the other room, or maybe just, like, the two windows open in this room. Maybe that would even work. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly, like, how, like, the thing about, like, air coming through and, like, making it colder in a room, exactly works. Like, I mean, is it just like, if it has one way to go in, one way to go out, that's good enough? Or does it need to be like different directions or something? But yeah. And yeah, I might also, like, get something that like cools down the air as well. I think that would be, like, possibly the best. So yeah. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos. Um, yeah, and I guess, like, the next will come, like, out. Like, the next up will come out like somewhere between the 22nd and 29th. Um, yeah. And then I'll see about, like, the one after that, like, when that comes out and everything. That might be a little delayed if I'm, like, waiting with it until I come back. But yeah, I'll just see when it comes out and when I'll be back and everything, but sure. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to post this today or if I'm going to post it like tomorrow or whatever, but I'll just see a little bit about, like, when I would be posting, like, the next one, and I posted the last one and then do it somewhere in between there. Yeah. Anyways, stay crazy. I hope to see you later. Bye.